your software is just too slow. If you can just make it 2x faster, they'll be much happier. It could be as simple as that.
Typically, you would do it in the ideal case. You would have expert interviews, client interviews, customer interviews,
stakeholders, both
user interviews, with several different.
So they are all stakeholders.
Yeah.
To the design. Design stakeholders, not just business. Business, users. One more importantly, a lot of people don't believe is development. We usually are. I mean, it's 36 का आंकड़ा है हमारा development के साथ, because they feel that we're encroaching their territory. It's their own baby. They have been developing it, they're designing it themselves for last however many years. Who are you to come and tell us what to do? And usually the executives who bring us in, not the developers. So it's very difficult for us to communicate with them. We say, guys, we are here to help you. You know, what you do best is code. What we do is we'll tell you where the button, what color should it be. So don't have to worry about it. So we try to figure out convenient ways. So that's analysis.
Is more like diagnose the problem, or is there a set thinking, a way of working that okay, we believe in this philosophy and this is what works?
For us or for the client?
For you. So or do you go and diagnose the problem and come out with a separate solution?
These are the 10 things we always do in particular design.
Is there a philosophy that you have, or
you approach every problem?
Yeah, when you are a small consulting business, and if we were IDEO, we could have stuck to our guns and said, if there's no user interviews, we are not putting our name on the design. But we can't, unfortunately, do it. But what we try to tell the client is that if you do all these steps, your design is going to be much better than not. So
and Nishant, what is the usual timeline that you take for this whole stuff? Any general idea?
3 months. Our project lasts usually for 3 weeks or 3 months, as usual.
Depending on complexity.
And we try to do at least 3 weeks, usually 2 or 3 iterations quick. 3 months and then we do longer 3 or 4.
And now on the iteration stuff, what usually happens is, once you start doing the iterations, the whole basic flow of the structure that you started building out of, gets deteriorated in the time. When you give the users or the clients the design. Everybody's a designer in India. Everybody has their own approach.
Not just India, everywhere. Because designers everywhere can opine. उनको C++ code दिखाओगे समझ
No,
में आएगा, ठीक होगा, चलो.
What I mean is, everybody has an opinion. कि अच्छा ये यहाँ नहीं आना चाहिए, यहाँ नहीं आना चाहिए, यहाँ नहीं आना चाहिए. Now, what happens is that if you start iterating on the basic design, on the basic structure that you are following, you end up screwing the whole flow of the page or flow of the portal. So how do you deal with that?
No, that's a very good question. We have this a phrase we abhor in design community. It's called design by committee. It never works, and usually you're designing for the lowest common denominator. At the end, it comes out and says, what was that? And half of our projects suffer from that. At the end, we can't do anything. If the CEO or VP walks in when everything is done and says, why is this blue here? And you have no context, but if he says green, karna padega. Basically, client is always right, client is always right. That is. But what we do is, so the way around that problem is to objectify design. So take it a notch higher than what your personal likes and dislikes are. So uske liye what we do is we build personas. Personas and user scenarios hota hai, which is the end product, the end deliverable out of analysis. So marketing gives us this huge demographics. These are 2 million users, they are this, have 5 of them. So personas are really archetypes of who your typical users are. So we pick 6 or 7 personas out of that 3 or 4 primary personas and say these are your Anil, who is he's just out of college, he just joined a bank, his salary is 25,000 rupees a month, he's looking for a car, which should be fuel efficient, should be low maintenance. That's a persona. So, and when these design debates have, so all that, user interviews, demographics, website logs, figure out who are using it.
Essentially, who are the biggest consumers? So marketing gives you
marketing gives us a breakdown, and then usually the psychographics, वो सब होते हैं, उसमें से 2, 5, 6.
So essentially, the 20% of the people who give 80% of the revenue.
Correct.
If there's this big debate amongst a lot of design people, for research-driven personas versus hypothetical personas.
Correct.
What's your view on that? So,
And,
so there is, would you define these two and explain what these two are and then say...
Yeah, so if I were in academic settings, if I have unlimited time, unlimited budget, then research personas always works.
So what is that and what is hypothetical?
So research, what I mean is, you actually spending 6 months with the users. So demographics आपने ले लिया. So basically you have all the data points. Now, what could be the data point in figuring out what the persona is? So one data point is the marketing, who they think are the users. The second is sales, who actually are your users. Third, you look at website logs, figure out who are your kind of users, where they're coming from, how long they're spending, and how are they sort of going, if it's a website, if it's a web-based product, how are they going through it. Ethnographic studies, where actually psychologists or psychologists actually go and figure out. And user interviews, focus groups. So there are multiple vehicles where you can collect data from.
Yeah.
And then when you have a general idea, you automatically start breaking down this. You say, yeah, all this is actually these 6 types of people we have come across. Now, 6 people cannot substitute 6 million, obviously not. But the idea is 6 million is better than an average persona. You know, a lot of time what happens, design mein jaoge, what if user wants to do this? Bahut hai. Yeah, user definitely will click the button, what will happen? You have no answer. So then you objectify it, said there are 6 personas who you think will click.
Okay.
So hypothetical personas is very good because like in a 3-week project, we don't have that luxury. We have no idea. So we basically talk to the stakeholders and based on what we hear, we create some personas. Okay, theek hai. You think this sort of gets somewhere because it's better to have those personas than none.
So what are the kind of things which would go in a persona? Typical. What's your approach to doing? And there are different approaches to doing a persona. Each design firm has a different approach to not even how you develop a persona, but how does the final persona document looks like? The artifact, how does the artifact look like?
And what are the actually the characteristics and the behavior you're capturing in the persona?
So what is the bare minimum you need to capture in a persona?
Yeah, bare minimum, so basically demographic information very quickly. Obviously, हमारा product क्या उसमें बहुत depend करता है कि what data set you want to capture. But things like age, income usually we try to capture, and the context basically who is this person coming from, what is educated, technical expertise, and those sort of things. And then some idea on why the person would like to use a product, actual product or hypothetical product. So in terms of so what is the kind of what we build? What's kind of a very it's a sort of a story, I guess we call it. So a kind of a compelling kind of version of so why would you come and use this? And then from there you derive. So what are the primary tasks this user is going to do using a product? So like Dale Gogi is one primary task could be actually go and post your idea. Other could be take a pledge or vote on a certain idea or go read the blog and comment on the blog. So these are all primary activities which are derived usually from the feature or functionality set or specs or whoever your marketing or whoever your company gives. Then you start figuring out so what is more important and what is less important.